Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and you guys know what time it is. Time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And I had a subscriber aware me on my Facebook fan page by linking me a video from a guy called How to Beast, and he's like, Jason, he's doing that there TRT. Could you chime in and give your opinion on this? So let me go ahead and put on my +5 How to Speechcraft, and let's talk about this. I've never heard of this guy before. I'm going to state up front a disclaimer. I don't know anything about this guy other than what was in this one video. So before any of his fans chime in and say, well, you should have done your research. No, you guys need to aware me of this stuff. That's how this works. It's your guys' job to tell me about this stuff going on. I report on it. Now, that being said, I watched this video, and what I want to talk about is just the information he presented in this video, because there were some problems here. And whatever his own personal background and life and story is largely irrelevant to a lot of the information. But I did have some problems with some things he said. And honestly, at first, I thought it was going to be better than it was. Like when I looked at it at first glance, I'm like, okay, this guy's saying, hey, you know, adding a little more fat to your diet can be a real good thing for testosterone production. I'm like, okay, fair enough, man, fair enough. And he's promoting doing heavy deadlifts and things like that. Again, powerlifting and strength background, that's what I promote here. You know what, hey, great, low rep heavy deadlifts. Guy's not really strong yet, he's a little on the weak side, but he's working on it. So I'm not going to pick on him for it, right? He's making progress, because we all started somewhere, right? We all remember when we had a 400-pound deadlift. It takes time to get a strong deadlift. And you know what? That's not bad for a first-year lifter. You know, you get 400 at the end of your first year training. That's pretty good. That's pretty reasonable. That's decent. So, I mean, he's obviously just barely outside of his novice stage, probably been lifting a year or so. So, that's okay. That's not bad. He's making decent progress. You can't hate on that. Now, the point we get to is that there were some problems up front, because I noticed one of the things immediately that threw me off. He's like, oh, I doubled my testosterone. Then I look, and he's like, I was down here. I was kind of low for my 521. Do you guys see the reference range on his test? You guys see the reference range on the test results? 850 was the limit on his. Normally it goes up to 1,000. The reference range was like 2 something to 850, and he called 521 low. All right, 521 testosterone is actually fairly robust for a 20-year-old. I don't know how old he is, but it doesn't go up as we get older after 21. I can tell you that much. It usually starts going down after 25. So 520 is actually pretty decent. That's a nice, healthy 20, 21-year-old, okay? So he does not have low testosterone. So that was the first thing that threw me off, because he was talking about optimizing his testosterone. Optimizing his testosterone. And he's saying, oh, you know, I mean, we can do these things. And I'm like, yeah, but you doubled it somehow. Because he showed on here after, a few months later, I'm at 991. That's not optimizing, that's drugs. And that was my first thought. I'm like, he's on drugs, because his lifestyle is not conducive to that. And he's talking about, oh, you know, you can do this and that to boost your production. Yeah, this study showed a 15% increase. A 15% increase in testosterone production is absolutely not enough to cause muscle growth. Okay, well, I want to make that clear. Study after study after study has determined that if your testosterone only goes up 15 or 20% in your production levels, it is not enough to cause muscle growth. And it's not because super physiological amounts or large amounts don't. It's that that's such a small anabolic impact that it's not going to give you an extra pound of muscle per year. It's just not. It's too low. Way too low. That's not how it works. So we can talk about this stuff and energy and mood and whatever, fine, we can talk about that. And I'll agree, you know, your diet can help with that. But the thing is, it's like he got stuff mixed up. He's saying, hey, I saw this one study that showed, hey, adding fat to your diet can boost your testosterone. That's great. Well, yeah, it can. This other study showed that these athletes on a higher carb diet saw a 15% increase in testosterone. That's because they added calories to their diet. Adding food to your diet when you're athletic and that helps you recover can boost testosterone a little bit. Okay, that's all that means. And then so he's like almost promoting a high fat and a high carb diet together. It's like that's called a standard American diet. That's what makes everyone fat and out of shape and gives them heart attacks. That's kind of what people already do, brother. High carb and high fat together, probably not the best of combinations. So I was just kind of thrown off by that at first. And I'm watching what's going on. And then he's saying, oh, well, I've been cutting. And I'm like, if you're cutting, your testosterone usually goes down a little bit. That's normal. That's to be expected. Look, if you're in a weight loss phase, and you've lost 10, 15 pounds of body weight, Perfectly normal for your testosterone to go down a little bit. That's life. That's normal. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a normal response. And if you cut down really lean, your testosterone is going to crater. Right? If you cut down to 8% body fat, most of you guys, your testosterone levels are going to cut in half. Your dick may not work. All right? That's just normal. That's why you don't cut that lean. That's why you don't get ripped if you're not going to be pinning. It's just not a good idea. All these natural bodybuilders, the ones who are truly natural, will tell you that's a problem they run into. Right? They lose their sex drive. They lose their ability to maintain an erection. They lose all of that as they get ripped. That's part of getting ripped. It's not healthy. It's not good. There are limits to how low your body fat should go to stay healthy. That's just reality. Deal with it, guys. So fat loss can cause a little bit of drop, and that's what I would expect. So I'm like, well, what's going on here? Then he comes over to the point. Oh, he was prescribed Clomid, which is clomiphene citrate. And the thing that he pointed out, he's like, oh yeah, I was prescribed it because I have low testosterone. You don't have low testosterone. Let's go back over to the point. This is a guy who's talking about having low testosterone. No doctor is prescribing you any of these things for therapeutic purposes at your testosterone level. You're basically paying for performance enhancement. And that's fine. I'm not against that. Okay, let me state that again. I am not against someone paying a doctor to give them drugs to help them gain muscle. I am not opposed to that in any way. It's not illegal. I don't think it's immoral. But it's sure as hell not therapeutic, and you sure as hell don't qualify based on low testosterone, based on your blood work. 521 is a healthy, robust testosterone. Let me state it this way. Your testosterone at 521 is higher than mine is right now. And of course, I'm older. I'm in my 40s. But I'm a hell of a lot stronger than you. I don't have a 430-pound deadlift, but that's higher than my testosterone. And I have sex just fine. Okay? My stuff works. I'm down to like 400, which is in the normal range. That's in the healthy range for my age. But 520 for a guy in your 20s is perfectly healthy. That's healthy. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not getting prescribed stuff because you have low test. You're getting prescribed stuff because you want gains. It's not for health purposes. Just be honest. Like, why lie about it? Just say, I'm paying for gains. Now, the problem he ran into, though, is that the Clomid is not a viable method to give you muscle growth. And that's where he messed up. He's like, I'm not going to go on Clomid. Yeah, because his SHBG was out of the normal range, which means his free testosterone is going down. Now, his estradiol was up, and he's freaking out. Well, why do you think your estradiol is up? Your body's not producing more estrogen. You're putting a synthetic estrogen into your body, and that's reading as estradiol. The Clomid in your bloodstream is reading as estrogen. Clomid is a SERM. It's a selective estrogen receptor modulator. Say it all in one go again. Selective estrogen receptor modulator. Meaning it's a synthetic estrogen that in some tissues in the body, it acts like estrogen, and in other tissues in the body, because it's selective, it blocks the estrogen receptor. Okay? It's also increasing your SHBG. So even though your testosterone went up, your free testosterone, everything went down. Elevated estrogen will not hurt your gains, by the way. Elevated estrogen is actually anabolic. So I don't know why he's thinking that's affecting his recovery. Elevated estrogen, slightly elevated estrogen, is actually good for muscle growth. It's good for recovery. It's good for connective tissue. Just for the unaware, it's not actually a bad thing in regard to that. Slightly elevated. Problem is you don't want gyno and you don't want to be whiny and crying at PMS. So, over to the point. He didn't need this. Like the Clomid didn't help him at all. He's like, I don't feel like it made any benefit. Of course it didn't. You already had a healthy testosterone level, and then you took something that tampers with certain of your ratios. And he's like, so next couple of weeks I'm going to go on TRT, but it's not the same thing as going on a cycle. Well, yeah, in your case it is. You have healthy, robust testosterone levels. You don't have low testosterone. You showed your blood work. That would be literally like me saying, guys, I'm really underweight, and then I step on the scale in front of you. I need to gain a little weight. I'm 218 pounds. I'm not underweight. Like, we would have hard numbers and look at the reference range, and no one would go, no, Jason, I don't think you're underweight. Be like, yeah, guys, I'm underweight. Here's my number. I'm 218. You gave your test number, 521. That's what you're producing before the Clomid. That's not low. Like, under normal conditions for qualifying for TRT through a normal endocrinologist, you wouldn't qualify. You're way too high. You got to be under 300 usually. You're healthy. So when the guy says, I'm going to go on TRT just to optimize, no, man, you're just going on a mild cycle. You're going to go to a doctor who specializes in this. He's going to kick you up above the normal range, so you're going to be outside of what any human being produces naturally on the face of the earth. So you can make a little extra gains. I get it, brother, but don't claim it's not the same thing. You're just doing a legal, perfectly legal, prescribed low-dose cycle. Right? That's what you're doing, brother. You're not doing TRT and you don't have low testosterone. You just want them gains. Why lie about it and tell people bullshit when we can look and see your numbers? They're right there. You held them up on the screen. Ludicrousness. Just call it what it is, man. You just want to do a legal cycle. I get it. I don't have a problem with it. Just call it what it is. Don't lie about it. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.